Because of why I search the deep through endless nights, no time to sleep. The call inside I can't deny. I'll find the light because of why.
Ah, Switzerland. Just saying the name brings up these images of perfect mountains, trains that are always on time, and, an amazing quality of life. It's always at the top of the charts for the best places to live. But is it really all it's cracked up to be? Let's find out if the reality actually matches that picture-perfect reputation.
I saw this comment on Reddit, and it clicked. This is exactly what we're going to explore. What is it that makes Switzerland so different, so successful, and maybe just a little bit challenging too? Okay, let's dive right in.
So, first things first, let's be real. The reputation is absolutely earned. When you look at the world stage, Switzerland is just a powerhouse. We're talking incredible stability, prosperity, and just overall well-being. It really does set the benchmark.
And this isn't just about numbers and rankings, right? Listen to this. It's from someone who actually moved there. It gets right to the heart of why people love it. There's this genuine feeling that the system just works, that your hard work pays off, and that society is built on a foundation of fairness and respect.
And I mean, the numbers back it all up. Just look at these rankings. Number 1 in the U.S. News and World Report's best countries. Number 1 on the Human Progress Index. It's not just one thing. It gets top scores for everything from business to quality of life. Get this, it even has the 4th least stressed population on the entire planet. So what's the secret sauce? How do they pull it off? Well, what's fascinating is when you look under the hood at the machinery that makes it all run. And a massive piece of that puzzle is its world-class, almost legendary infrastructure. Get a load of this number, 94%. That's the percentage of professionals in Switzerland who say the public transportation is efficient. 94! That's pretty much unheard of anywhere else.
And here's where that efficiency really hits home in people's daily lives. Check this out. Only 20% of people using public transport feel stressed by their commute. Compare that to 32% of people driving. When getting to work is that smooth and reliable, it makes a huge difference to your overall happiness.
Okay, but here it is, the big catch, the great Swiss paradox. This perfectly oiled machine, this low-stress paradise, it comes with a price tag, and it is a very, very high one. Let's actually break down what that cost looks like.
So let's look at a budget for a pretty typical middle-income family. We'll call them the Meyers. They bring in a combined 9,000 Swiss francs a month after taxes. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, watch how fast it goes. Rent is over 2,300. Mandatory insurance is 1,300. Taxes, another 1,000. By the time you add up all the essentials, they are left with just 350 francs. That's it. For savings, for an emergency, for a vacation, the margins are incredibly tight.
And let's drill down into one of the biggest costs, that mandatory health insurance. You're looking at around 300 to 450 francs per month. And that's just the basic plan for one single adult. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. On top of paying that premium every single month, you also have a yearly deductible. That's the amount you have to pay out of pocket for your own care before the insurance fully kicks in. And it can be as high as 2,500 francs. And the mandatory costs just keep on coming. Every single household in the country also has to pay an annual fee of 335 francs for public TV and radio, whether you use them or not. So the bottom line is this. A massive chunk of that high Swiss salary is already spoken for before you even buy a cup of coffee.
But the hurdles aren't just about money. For a lot of folks who move to Switzerland, especially expats, the social side of things is a whole other kind of paradox. It's one thing to live somewhere, but it's another thing to truly feel like you're at home.
This is something that researchers call the expat duality. On the one hand, day-to-day life is super easy. It's safe, it's clean, everything just works. But on the other hand, the culture can feel pretty reserved, kind of formal, and that makes it really hard to build those deep, meaningful friendships. This quote from another Reddit user. It might sound a bit harsh, but man, it just perfectly captures that feeling of frustration for some people. You can have all the safety and efficiency in the world, but if you feel lonely, is it really the best life?
And we're talking about very specific, real-life hurdles. The work culture can be very formal.
The family structure can be pretty traditional too. For instance, it's common for kids to go home from school for lunch, which is a huge logistical challenge if both parents are working. And policies like maternity leave at only 14 weeks are actually less generous than in a lot of neighboring European countries.
All right, so to really get the full story, we have to look past the perfect postcard image. We have to admit that, like literally any country, Switzerland has its own challenges, including things like crime and some serious questions about its financial system. So, one thing that's been a source of international criticism for a long time is its banking sector. Now, they've made changes, but historically, Switzerland's famous banking secrecy laws created loopholes for money laundering, which is basically just the process of making dirty, illegally earned money look clean and legitimate.
So, what about everyday crime? Well, let's be clear. Switzerland is one of the safest countries in the world. The homicide rate is incredibly low. But that doesn't mean it's crime-free. As you can see, theft is still pretty common, and more recent data shows that things like burglaries and cybercrime are actually on the rise.
And this brings us to another one of those Swiss paradoxes: corruption. Internally, within its own borders, it's seen as one of the least corrupt countries on the planet. But externally, organizations like the Tax Justice Network have put its banking sector at number 1 for financial secrecy, arguing that it helps people from all over the world hide their wealth.
So we've looked at both sides of the Swiss coin, right? On one side, you have this incredible efficiency, safety, and prosperity. And on the other, you have this staggering cost of living, some tough social hurdles, and a few hidden issues. Which really brings the whole question back to you. Because there's no single right answer here. What makes a country the best completely depends on what you value most. Is it stability? Is it a vibrant social life? Is it a low-stress lifestyle?
It all comes down to this: the Swiss paradox. You get this unbeatable system of order and prosperity, but it comes with a high price, both financially and sometimes socially. It's a trade-off. It's one that millions of people are clearly happy to make, but it's a trade-off all the same. So what do you think? Is the price of paradise worth it? I'm genuinely curious to hear your take, so let us know in the comments. And hey, if you found this breakdown interesting, a like and a share would be awesome, and make sure you subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.